Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do you remember the Russian interference in the American elections? Do you remember how bad it was and how Trump warned Putin and so on in Helsinki? Remember? Remember how the media jackals cried about that? The truth will come out eventually, and I have here 3 articles. The first one is the United States of America interfered in Moldova's elections with tens of millions of dollars, supporting one candidate against other candidate. That's the first topic. The second one, it's a confirmation. What's up, meow meow? He brought a little toy, my cat. A confirmation of who is the boss of Armenia. And I claimed, meow meow, I claimed many times it is MI6. Not KGB, not Mossad, not CIA. No, it's MI6. The Prime Minister of Armenia is part of that. Why? Because Armenia signs a very important document with Great Britain all of a sudden. Now, these things are supposed to attack Russia, obviously. Moldova and Georgia was supposed to be part of the a little attack in the Caucasus. Then we had Azerbaijan and Armenia. Armenia is gone. We'll see what they can do. While these guys are trying to attack Russia like little criminals, not big criminals, like little criminals with Moldova and Armenia. All right. In the meantime, the Russians are participating in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is the biggest that ever been so far, including BRICS. So these guys are greinari, as we call them in Romania. That is people who steal chicken. Those are petty criminals. Instead of, like these guys steal countries, they steal chicken. That's why we call them greinari, like chicken stealers, something like that, or thieves. So let me show you these 3 articles. So the first one, US spends tens of millions in Moldova, former USAID chief. Oh, must be lying. Second, Russian ally announces strategic partnership with UK. And you have this, the guy who works for MI6, and Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister unelect of Great Britain. And then we have here Tianjin summit to be largest since SCO founding. Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So while these guys are with Moldova, and I will show you a map, and with Armenia, these guys are forming another club. But before we go there, I would like to present you something I'm gonna enjoy doing this video. This is a ice wine, and it was gifted to me. It's a Canadian ice wine, just so you know. Thank you very much. A lake view, beautiful. 2021 Vidal. It is cold because you're supposed to yum right there. You're supposed to drink in that way. I'm going to use this glass from Michigan, obviously, right there with which way to go? Bakatsaka right there. And we're going to open it, shall we? Krapatsapa. And we're going to discuss, while I'm going to sip this ice wine, I'm going to discuss the Rapatsapa. I have some fancy ones, but I thought I shouldn't do it here right now, so I don't make people feel jealous. All right, here it is. Put it there and clap. And then what do? Smell it. Oh yes, Vidal. That's Vidal. It's a white grape, beautiful grape, and this is thick, very sweet. Right there. Let it air a little bit, even though this doesn't really need it. And this is this is the color, the urine color with the beer in it. And you do a little bit like this. Yes, it is, and it's full-bodied, obviously. Norok, cheers, Nozdorowia, kampai, everything you want, my friends. Prosit, prost, and so on. Very good. Very good wine. Very good. All right. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Norok. You don't want to warm the glass. That's why you don't hold it like that. Now, if you drink a Merlot, you drink a Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon, you can hold it like this because that should be served kind of like a room temperature. When you drink white wines, especially these ones that are supposed to be chill, then you want not to hold it. Not that it's going to warm up before you drink it, but it affects its quality. Not an expert, but I do my best. But not an imbecile either, I think. So let's start with the first one. Remember the big Russian interference, right? Here it is. Samantha Power has admitted that Washington financially supported the pro-Western candidate that won the last presidential election. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, invested tens of millions of dollars in Moldova to support pro-EU President Maya Sandu. Former USAID chief Samantha Power had a meeting call with Russian pranksters. And I gotta tell you that President Maya Sandu is their slave, as the Romanian current president is the slave as well, Mr. whatever his name is. I don't even have to remember his name. I can't remember his name. Anyway, speaking to the famous duo Vovan and Lexus, who apparently pretended to be Western officials, Power recalled that under her leadership, USAID made unprecedented investments in Moldova and massively expanded its pressure in the country. She recalled that the USAID supplementals designated for Ukraine, there was always tens of millions of dollars earmarked for Moldova, and noted that these funds, and I'm quoting, went much more further in Moldova than in Ukraine, given the country's small size, like 2.5 million people nowadays. They used to be 4 million. However, she bemoaned the fact that US President Donald Trump has halted all spending on the country since coming into office and dismantled US aid. You got it? My friends, Power added that the halt in funding to Moldova was particularly concerning ahead of the upcoming parliamentary elections in the country, noting Sandu had only narrowly managed to retain her post in the last election. Well, I think whoever counted the votes mattered. Power describes Sandu as a democratic bright spot. BS. Recalling that she had graduated from the Kennedy School of Harvard University. What did I tell you, man? This is the piece of shit right there. Now, what did I tell you? When you hear these people going and being educated in the West, returning to their country, and all of a sudden doors are opened, and they have a meteoritic ascendant to power, like for instance Saakashvili is Stalin. Saakashvili in Georgia, the one who started the war against the Russians and got smacked by those guys in 2008. These guys, or what's his name, man? The Nicu Șordan, the baboon in Romania, educated in France to a certain extent. These guys, when they come back, doors are opened, and when you see these guys, oh my God, where are they coming from? Now you know. I claim this because I know things. That's all you need to know. Don't have to believe me. I want you to go and verify always. Be skeptical with everyone unless that person earned your trust by being truthful. So here is, my friends, these guys want to destroy with this. But remember, they were talking about, oh my God, and she's the EU favorite dictator is about to face her ultimate test. No, and because she's a Kennedy School of Harvard University, well, I think I can destroy that in 23 seconds. George W. Bush went to Harvard University. Is that good enough for you? And Yale. Barack Obama went to Harvard University. Yes. That's meant to take a shit on Harvard, okay? Just so you know. So if you graduated over there, doesn't mean much. And then you're pushed forward and sent back home so you can lead the country in their arms. These guys are traitors. That's how it's called. When you work for an outside foreign agency and interest, you're a traitor by definition. Treason is punished by what exactly? Yeah, by becoming a president and then so on. I remember when it was in Romania, then President, what's his name? Băsescu, Traian Băsescu. The Prime Minister showed up with the Prime Minister Ponta, Victor Ponta. Okay, showed up with finance minister, another Harvard University educated. I want you to go, if you're Romanian, because it's in Romanian, go and watch the video when they're talking about Traian Băsescu at Cotroceni, like the White House of the Romanian presidency, has this Ponta and this really, again, Harvard educated, catapulted into Romania, into the position of the finance minister. She's know nothing. This guy destroys the shit. Ask her questions, specific questions, and she talks like Go and watch it as a Romanian. I don't know if it's translated in English, but the guy asks specific questions. How many days are in a year? And she answers, well, according to there's some more. Beautiful day. Motherfucker, tell me how many. We know exactly how many are. You should come here with the program, with the numbers, not with hanky-panky, manky-lanky. Right, the same with Sandu, Harvard educated. You know how you prove your knowledge and your worth to me? And with that, by acting. Not by coming with a diploma and telling me I have a PhD and fuck off. Open your mouth so I can, you know what I mean, know who you are. Next, let me show you another traitor. Russian ally announces strategic partnership with UK. Armenia expects closer security ties and economic benefits from Britain. Do you guys think, honestly, that this guy and the interests he represents will help this nation because they want to help? They are over there to plunder the nation through this guy. This guy is this guy's boy, and this guy is someone else's boy. You understand? Once you understand that, things become more clearer. Right there. Economic benefits. That means enslavement. I'm going to give you a piece of bread and then I take your family away, my friends, and your history. Russia's CSTO ally, Armenia, has established a strategic partnership with the United Kingdom, a country Moscow views as hostile. Yerevan and London sealed the deal during an intergovernmental meeting on Monday, according to joint communique. Got it? There you have it, my friends. These guys are trying to get under Russia's belly. Let me show you where that is. Here it is, my friends. This is Russia. This is Moldova, is that little thing over there, the artificial country of Moldova. That should be Romania, as this right here and that right here, and the serpents over there. So here, all this, but it's Moldova. And here is Armenia, and this is the Caucasus in the south, and Azerbaijan. These guys want to get the oil from here, natural gas, and they tried Georgia. We'll see. Armenia is right here. The Russians will go to war for that area. They did before, they will do it again. Got it? And in the meantime, when these guys are găinari, we have Tianjin summit to be largest since SCO founding. The summit in Tianjin will be the largest since the founding of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Chinese ambassador to Russia said in an interview. And there you go. The meeting of the Council of Heads of State of the SCO member states will be held in Tianjin from August 31st to September 1st. It will be attended by more than 20 heads of state, including Russian President Vladimir Putin, as well as heads of 10 international organizations. Right it? There it is. And these other countries. You can say, well, who are those countries? Who is Armenia? Who is Great Britain? A country that tries to implement some globalist interests agenda. The SCO is an international organization founded in 2001. That's when this guy said, we got to do something with the bully boy. It includes Russia, China, India, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Pakistan, and Uzbekistan. Belarus officially joined the organization at the summit in Astana on July 4, 2024. Observer countries are Afghanistan, Taliban, right? Yeah, but these guys beat the Americans, so they're tough. And beat the Soviets as well, with the help of the Americans. And then they got from that, they come to Al-Qaeda, Mujahideen's Al-Qaeda, and then you got the ISIS. Thank you, America. Mongolia and SCO dialogue partner countries are Azerbaijan, Armenia, Bahrain, Egypt, Cambodia, Qatar, Kuwait, Maldives, Myanmar, Nepal, and United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Sri Lanka. Yeah, you are with Armenia over there, and these guys are forming big economic cooperation organizations. Great. Remember, as a default, and let me seem more intellectual, Remember, when you see a head of state or someone high up, like for instance in Poland you got Mr. Vyacheslav, what's his name? Come on, man, I have you in my married to Anne Applebaum. He's the foreign minister of Poland. He's another MI6 guy. He is in charge of the foreign ministry of Poland. Sikorski, Vyacheslav Sikorski, married to the Anna Applebaum. The same. These guys are loving Russia as, you know what I mean, water loves oil. So, when you hear these guys doing stuff like that, shooting up or being promoted or immediately appointed to certain positions, all elected, you understand who's who. Maia Sandu doesn't work for the Moldovans, for the Romanians, my bad. Who else? As you have Sikorski, he doesn't work for the Polish people whatsoever. Mr. What's his name? Klaus Iohannis of Romania. Do you think he worked for the Romanians? Please. Do you think that this imbecile now, Dan or whatever, Nicușor Dan, works for the Romanians? No, I don't think so. Now, I have the right as a human being to doubt that. Okay? Now, that's my opinion. And as a free human being, I can have opinions. Opinions could be wrong. That's a gut feeling. Let's go to the 51% of the society, women. They always have gut feelings and they use the gut feelings as evidence. You should consider that in their facts and evidence. I have a gut feeling. Okay, do I mean to consider that? Yes. All right. Cheers. I have a lot of gut feelings. Very good. These bottles come in short. They are 200 milliliters, and that's 11.5 alcohol per volume. And this is Produit du Canada, product of Canada, from Toronto, Ontario, Niagara-on-the-Lake. I've been there for wine tasting. I recommend Niagara-on-the-Lake. It's a lot of wineries over there. And a lot of ice wine. Beautiful, beautiful. You have a good time if you go with the right people also. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.